The opinions made in this video do not necessarily coincide with that of Imaginary Goddess, or anyone else for that matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey guys, this is Ben Wheeler, the Mercenary King, here with another state of play with Vince.
Ducky.
Love is coming back. Love is coming back. Love is coming back. Love is coming back.
Oh yeah. Today we're going to be fighting with some decks we just threw together that I think you'll enjoy. They do have a winning image around them, so they're not just random craft decks. And I think they can show off a more budget version of Vanguard that you just don't see with Sing Saber.
Yeah.
So Ducky's going first today.
This is a Seeker build. This ain't Thing Saber, but it's still pretty consistent. It's really fun. But yeah, for my start I still want File because I like Blades. Blade, a lot of decks you need to retire stuff. That deck, especially with Aqua Force, you need to.
Resist comes out in a couple sets.
Give it a while. But yeah, if you don't know his ability, move to Soul. When you're in Legion, call a Blade out. The Seeker, not any other Blade. But yeah, you don't need any other Blades. Next I play 4 Sinker Airbert, Engbert. He legions with the 12k attacker, and he's pretty good if you just want to rush early. This deck is a very rush early deck. Both my main 3s gain crits, so you finish them off at 3 as long as you have counterblast. But basically, you counterblast 2 Seekers. If you have 4 other Seeker units, and your mate, so like if you had your mate and 3 others, you're good. This gains like 5,000 in a crit, so pretty good. Swings 27 with Legion because he gains 2 when he attacks. So yeah, he's a nice budget card. He's like $2. The most expensive thing about him, you need about the trial decks for the mate. So yeah. Next I'll play 4 Alfreds. Like you said, I gain crits. This is a have a field, you gain crits. But yeah, he Legion's Blade basically gains 1,000 power for every other unit, including the mate. So if you have a full field, this becomes 26 with Legion. And then if you have 5 more other rear guards, you gains a crit. So yeah. And then you can counterblast 2 Seekers and call anything from deck if you need it. If you need a booster, do it. If you don't care. You don't need to do it most times. So yeah, this is a pretty nice grade 3 lineup. He's still kind of expensive, I think like 15, 20, but a lot cheaper than Thing Saber.
Alfred actually dropped down to like 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Look at that.
So this is a budget deck. Woo!
This is a very budget deck now then. Oh god.
Unless you're blind blaster blades, then.
Yep.
Besides that, you do need to buy
4 trial decks. You need
Some of the sneak
anyway
peeks.
for play Seekers.
Sneak peeks back.
Next I play 4 Blast Blade Seekers. Yeah. All you really need is 4 from the trial deck. I just happen to have 3 Legionnaires. So I'm like, I'm gonna play my Legionnaires
Found him on
version.
the street somewhere.
Yeah, actually I bought a case and had 2 of them already, but long story. He's there if you need to retire something, and he's the mate. So you kind of need to play 4. Next I play 4 12Ks. He is the mate for this guy. I do like this Legion. I wish they had those abilities because it's a nice Legion. So yeah, 12Ks, you need to run 4. Good. Galetus. I love this card. I love the card a lot. When you Legion, you counterblast 1, call anything. Not a grade 1, not grade 2 alone, anything. You need a booster, do that. If not, you can just call anything. It's very utility. So yeah. Grade 1s, 4 perfects. Like, this is probably the most expensive card of the deck, probably since Alpha dropped.
Nope. That's $3 now.
Is it really?
3 to 6.
Really?
Yeah, even the Liberated Perfects are only $3.
That's not surprising. Because you don't need a special counter.
You don't even need Marks are still $15 though.
Jeez. Well, of course, because it's Mark.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
It's not even any better.
4 10k attackers. The Seeker's nice. Is it Bizarre? Gains 4k if you're in Legion, you call it. Good. And then Glendale. I play Glendale because this deck is very counterblast heavy. So if you boost the blade, you can unflip a damage and put a card from your hand, put it to the bottom of the deck, and draw a card. Smash card. Trigger lineup, very kind of standard. 7 crit, 5 drawn, and then 4 heal. I like this lineup. I like draw power in this deck because that's I think what's lacking. Because you don't really need the extra crits because you already gain crits with your 3s. Unless you really want to finish them that early.
Just go 12 crits.
You could do that too. You could, but I don't.
Or stands.
Stands are
fun.
bad.
Stands are fun.
So yeah,
They're
In
fun.
this deck, maybe.
stands are bad. So Benston.
Okay. So this is a less mainstream deck, Aqua Force, with a Genovius build, Raichain with. Alright guys, this is the Mercenary King here. Second part of the trial decks, the deck profiles. I've got Genovius Raichain mixed in with a rare Legion. This isn't the ace of the Aqua Force Legion, but it's still something that I think has a pretty decent winning image.
Nope, it's better. It's better than Tetraverse. It's better than Tetraverse.
Difference of how the deck's built.
It plays more like Novas, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Better than Tetraverse.
But yeah, I've got a particular fondness for Raichains. This guy's Raichain is the Gen 4, which is you ride on it, top 7 for 2 or 3.
Ride the grade 1.
Ride the grade 1, yeah.
Just making sure we got that.
And then if you don't ride the grade 2, you can search for it. With the Aqua Force is particularly good because you don't need to ride over the grade 1, you just need it in soul. So if you get the grade 1 in soul randomly, that's still good too. Still works. Don't know how, but in this deck, but yeah, you know, if you have a different sort of. So this guy's pretty good, and if he doesn't, he comes out as a booster, and we'll boost 4K to your Vanguard, which will always hit, 15K or more if it's in Legion. Yeah. So trigger lineup, I'm very fond of the 8-crit 4-draw maneuver in decks like this, partly because of just it works. It provides solid hand advantage, solid damage, as well as pressure. And in this deck, you do need a little bit of pressure, but you don't need the crits as much as you would. This deck cannot run stands simply on how the winning image works. Genovius. Just Genovius. Anyway, yes. So for heal, Legs McGee, best heal trigger in all of Aqua Force.
Nope, it's Ghost. It's Ghost. It's that Ghost.
It's set 11. It's set
I know what you're talking about, but look at the gams on this chick. Gams up to here.
Well, can she cook?
Yes.
No, she can't.
You're right. She's a nurse. So if she poisons you with the food, you can have like some sort of nurse fantasy where she comes in and it's like, "Hello, nurse." And
Okay,
she's
that's
like,
weird. You back to Vanguard about this now?
Okay.
Oh god.
You started arguing with me, and I raised it. Anyway, this is the damage of flip where you can stick into the soul. This doesn't use too much, and I do have from soul. This guy on flips as well, but you do use 2 counterblasts for Genovius, and the more times you can do it, the more times you're likely to win. And then, oh yeah. Genovius is a bit better than the other guy because the other guy's based on chance. And then finally I have the Battle Sister who gives plus 3K to something when she's put into the soul. This is partly to fuel soul and also to sort of give something a 12K. If you turn him into a 12K and then restand him and give him a trigger, that's 17K and they don't want to block that with a 10K when there's no crits on it. Excuse me. Then we have my grade 1, Swim Patrol, Jellyfish Soldier, Soul Charge, Soul Blast 2, and then on flip 2 damage if you have an Aqua Force. Solid 5K, I put him behind the Vanguard if my grade 0 is killed, or I just, use him whenever I need to. He also pays for Legion, so if you've somehow used Counterblasts, it's pretty solid. There's a on-hit Counterblast to draw 1, which is pretty good, but I haven't decided whether I want him in the deck or not. Unlimiter for Genovius. If you're running a limit break deck, and they have unlimiters, you really need to run these people. They're good. They really give you an edge. If you can, there's a video on Imagine Your Goddess where I get my ass kicked by a Legion deck run by Mentor, Makuto. And part of the reason is I had forgotten to put my unlimiters in there. If I didn't have them in there, I would be hitting at the same level as he did, putting out the same pressure as he did, and would have thus been a better position. Would I have won? Well, it's a Restander versus Sanctuary of Light, so that's not really very likely. But then, of course, for the ride chain, when he's ridden on the Grade 0, you can summon the top 7 for 2 or 3. Thing about him is that he turns into an 8K. That's one of the reasons why ride chains are good, because then all of a sudden it's an 8K defense, a 10K defense, and then you go up to 11K.
Which is standard.
Which is standard, but it's defensive. Most people hit 14K turn 2, 12K turn 1. When that happens, 10K defense no hit, 10K defense no hit. That saves you damage later. If you're running Unlimiters, you only need 2 damage to hit use Genovius, and that's fantastic. 4 perfects. I'm not really a big fan of Quintet walls. Also, they use Counter Blast that would be better used on the Vanguards. So yeah. Also, I like Pascal. I like some of the old art. I've got old art and new art.
But if you're looking for something cheaper, new perfects, $2.
Damn, son.
Everything's dropping.
Yeah.
Well, everything's dropping because 17.
Yeah.
Also,
Like, here's the thing, though. Increased set release is tanking the economy, but at the same time, the boost it gets when it first comes out, holy crap. Oh well. So these guys are from the trial deck. I'm going to look for 2 more of them eventually. But when this unit attacks and it hits a Vanguard and it's the 4th battle of the turn or more, you get a draw card. And that's good. That's free card advantage. It makes up for Genovius' -1, that sort of thing. Also, it's on hit pressure. The more card advantage you get, the better off you'll be. If suddenly they're coming at you with Yggdrasil and you have to discard a whole bunch of shit from hand just to survive a 60k attack, you will be very grateful for this guy. He does run with the grade 2s. No. I like Reverberate.
so is it when he's the 4th attack he gets to draw?
Exactly.
So why wouldn't you run the other one where when it's the 3rd attack or more you get to draw?
I do.
You run.
He's a Legion man.
Oh, so you just run 4 of that and 2 of that?
I'm right now practicing with 2 Valeria. She's on the 4th attack or more. If she hits, you can choose choose one of your opponent's regard and retire them. All of a sudden, you kill something that's very important to him. It could ruin their strategy. Like if I kill, this guy, that means that he can't summon out a Secret Blaster Blade whenever he wants.
Oh no.
And then I have 4 of Iannis. He's Blue Storm, so he would work well in a Maelstrom deck as well. But if you want to run a high draw, no. He's whenever you want. So when this unit attacks, hits a Vanguard, if it's the 3rd attack or more, draw a card. That's great. So let's say you don't have a Genovius in hand to use his ability. You just attack this, then Genovius, and then put everything on him. And they won't want to guard it. And then we have 4 of the trial deck. So pardon me, I'm getting over a chest cold. 10k defense, he's the Ride Chain, Rising Ripple Pavlov. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, I can stand something and give it +3k if the grade 1's in the soul. That's pretty good. That activates things like Yanis and Algos. Algos is OG, but Naval Gate is just terrible. So 4 Genoviuses. Genovius is part of the Ride Chain. No SPs. He's 11k defense if the grade 2 is at the soul. So you got to be careful if you're going to soul blast him because that is a lowering of defense. Then he's Counter Blast 2 and discarded Genovius. I stand all my untapped Vanguards. Reruns, excuse me. So that's 5 attacks you get that turn guaranteed. There are ways to get more attacks out of them, but at the same time I don't really approve of it because you lose too much power, which means that you'll become less effective. And plus you can only do it so many times before it gets annoying. And then I have 4 of the Legion. This guy is Zaharias. He is Counter Blast 1. If you Persona check, you can pay the cost obviously. And if you're in Legion, you can choose 2 rear guards and stand them and give them +5k each. So in other words, it's not bad. So in other words, let's say you attack with both columns and then you drive check 2 of these guys. You restand at +10k a column. That's beautiful and fantastic. He has a Counter Blast 1 +2k, but I don't ever use that. A lot of them have it because I feel like they need a second ability, but that's not necessary. He is mates with Yes.
Legion.
They're decent art, I think.
Seeking the mage.
All right. So let's get on. Let's shuffle our decks and get on with the match then. Yeah.
Round 1.
So you can pause it.
You want it to run?
Yes. So, actually, talking about what we were talking about during the break, the results for the top 4 in Japan came out. Sing Saver, Sing Saver, Sing Saver,
And one Grandiose, I think.
Glandios.
Glandiose.
Glandios is still a thing. Glandios will not go away.
At the same time, it's like I never see him play here. It's like a
English,
Daikaiser.
English people are Japan favored Glandios for weird things. We didn't want them for those same reasons. It was just weird.
Japan style is just more like conservative and stalling, sort of. So, even look at the Dragonic Overlord, the X build, most of it just like fire stuff.
Nothing.
Grade box, so 10.
Oh. Yeah.
Not anymore.
Huh.
Damn. Oh, no.
Little pools.
He's cheating. He's stacking personas.
No. No.
Judge you.
Actually, I'm great second too, so.
Oh, okay. So it's gonna be a good thing.
Okay. Draw.
You hit it?
Let's do this.
At least you hit. Yeah. Fuck with me. Yes. No.
7.
Yes.
7.
Crit.
14.
Yeah.
Crit 5.
Rush.
I got this. I got this.
See, Ben, you don't need draws.
12.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Damn.
Okay.
That just gets Cam so much better.
7K.
Take that one. 5K.
15.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, great too. So now it's even. Shit.
Yeah, you lost
Actually,
all
no.
your advantage.
But wait, you
Not
went
really.
first.
No, because you're in a better position because I'm only at
Yeah, sure.
9K rear. 12K rear.
Ooh. That's what I'm sure.
And then
Well,
Van. Power draw.
draw. Saying, oh, look at this. Look at this fucker. Oh, that's nice. Fucking nice.
Rush.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why?
You don't need
Go,
perfects.
13?
13 right here. Vanguard.
Yep.
Sam plus 3K. Thank you.
What's your Vanguard at?
Vanguard.
No, I knew what you were trying to do.
Yeah.
No, 7
Oh, look at that. Here's an SP.
Yeah.
Don't try this at your locals.
Count was 2. Or 4.
On the other hand, he doesn't have crit, so I can take this one.
I just needed the field.
Yeah.
I'm also not in Legion, so it doesn't mean I have 3 cards.
Well, the crit, that's the claw I'm worried about.
How many? What do you got?
Oh,
4. 3. Dang it. Crit pound.
ooh, 5K here.
5K. 18.
I like the Legion.
Oh, you read the
Legion.
Shit. Thought I did that right. Like, you need field for both of these, so I'm like,
Oh, I know. Here's the thing, I am not in this position.
Do it 2 times in a row.
Oh, my position was awful and I tended to do like that.
Is the likelihood of you doing that exact same thing twice in a row?
Nothing. Attack with the Legion Vanguard.
I get sacked.
Persona.
Oh, Genovius. Oh,
I
shit.
just said.
Shit.
Don't you wish you were at Genovius?
I do. I don't, but
Legion?
yeah, I do. Let's hurry this up.
Chris is here.
Oh, good for it.
31, no crit.
Perfect shield.
Who coming too?
Power, heal.
Sure thing.
That's a bad thing for us because he's
Three.
chipping in on.
18.
Okay.
23.
Stand. Shit, look at this. Yeah. 6K.
Yep.
16K to Vanguard. Vanguard.
How much?
Actually, wait.
It's 30, isn't it?
Hold on. So, counterblast. 3 plus 7. No, plus 8. So it's 28. So,
30.
so it gets plus 8. So it is at 28, 35.
So are you showing with these first?
Yeah, same as Vegas before.
Oh my god.
Don't forget the damage you put back.
No, I took it back because you were
Yeah, so big number, 30 something.
Sure.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, 5K. Draw. Second check. Oh shit. Yay.
So this is 26 now?
This is 26, 31.
Isn't it stand two trick?
Yeah, you stand both. 21.
No!
30.
How could this happen?
26. You said 31?
Yep. No. No.
Religion.
Constant?
I'm really hoping there's a heal on top.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking. Power.
Oh.
Damn. Give me a crit. 18.
Still game 2.
I had aim but hand like shit on. Don't need to.
You were scared for like 5 seconds.
A little bit. Not really. Like, now looking at my head, I'm like, no, I got plenty.
Huh. Could have critted you.
No, that would have been scary.
Oh shit.
Hi, Chris.
I'm creating content. Yeah.
Someone has to.
I know, right?
Content can create itself. It's called comment section.
No.
No.
It's just people comment
This
on
isn't
one
like
video.
asexual cell division here.
Yes, it is. People.
One video does not become 2.
One video becomes 2.
And then have incest with itself to create 4. And then
3 back.
8.
I don't think incest is with self.
Or Boo can post up 2
You
minutes.
wouldn't know that.
Fucking logical.
Yeah.
He's like,
Then it's just masturbation, isn't it?
Yeah.
he knows what he's talking about.
Exactly.
Are you still recording?
Yeah.
Okay. The whole thing is just.
Oh, sorry guys, I deleted the video. We gotta start over.
Right from the beginning. Son of a bitch.
Go ahead, buddy.
Draw.
Oh, man, sure, right though.
Take it.
Oh, I got one back though.
Yeah, draw. Yeah.
Can't.
13.
Yeah, okay.
How then?
There you go, 13.
No pass.
Okay. Draw. Stand, ride.
Shit.
Yeah, normal. But you know what? Why not? 16 to Vanguard. Vanguard. 15.
Persona Blast.
I wish.
Oh, good. Like you wait. Oh, okay. I think he said it. Like, he could do it. No.
I mean, if I had pulled it on the drive check. Oh.
You 11 good.
Yeah.
11. 15.
2K.
16. Take it. Good. Power no. Yeah, power and no heal.
See, don't you wish you had
Yeah,
stands?
no.
Stands.
Yeah. 16 the Vanguard. Vanguard. Vanguard, 15.
Actually, 15.
One pass.
No pass.
Come on, Genovius. Go for it.
You know who makes me sad? People.
Yeah.
All them heals? We're right back. That's why you like Legion. Legion is fun.
Until Dragonic Vanquisher comes out, and the new Narukami stuff, which just binds your drop zone.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Narukami now retires, then binds your thing. Binds your drop zone.
Really?
Yeah, Narukami. Yeah. They took a lesson from Dungaree, and one guy just said, "Why can't we bind their field?"
31 double crit.
Yeah, I'm perfecting that.
No.
Just trying to decide which one I want. This one.
Why is this phone overheating?
50 event. 22.
No crits, right?
Double crit.
What?
Triple. Actually, triple crit. Yeah.
Just finish you off. Take all 6 right now.
Sure. What? 16 the Vanguard. 16 the Vanguard. 15 the Vanguard.
Sono.
No.
Don't you wish that was the yellow rare?
I do. But old Ben Wheeler doesn't get to choose what lucky hits.
Nothing at the event. Yep. 15 men.
Okay.
31. Hey, there he is.
How much is that right now?
18.
See, 1.
Crit power. Oh,
Damn.
The Kai's the finish.
that's have to keep filming.
Okay, so
Pause it.
No, pause it.
Yeah, we'll do it in separate bits.
Good now?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Part 3 with Ducky here. So we're going to be talking about what sort of succeeded of version E set 16 and what we're looking forward to in set 17.
let's start off at 16. Let's just go with the pass.
So
What topped in your opinion? What was the biggest deck in your opinion?
honestly, for me, it was the Gold Paladins. I think they came out clear winners here. Royals, they really got the support they needed. It's a pity it's all archetype stuff, but a lot of it isn't dependent on the archetype, it's more dependent on the legions. Even Alfred requires Seekers for power, but he still gets that crit from just rear guards by himself. So, you know, you could run him in any sort of deck as long as you don't mind not being able to use his other abilities. The leaders is technically, I view them as a sub-clan. Like, you could literally run them as their own clan alongside Link Joker and nothing would change. It's just that some of the leaders can happen to work with Link Joker. Soul Blast cards and Damage and Flipper especially. If you look at Link Joker,
Very
like,
counterblast heavy.
very counterblast heavy, but at the same time, they are not as heavily archetyped as some people think they are. So, Starvader
Leaders are more heavily archetype than Starvader.
Right. And let's see, finally, Spike's got some love. The Bloody Ogre, still fantastic, but clenchingly hard to beat. But at the same time, I'm not really seeing people playing with the Break Ride, which is the purest form, I think.
The clear winners out of my 16, I have to go with Seekers. Seekers my thing. I've been looking forward to Seekers since they were revealed. And when they said, "Oh, we're getting Alpha with Thing Saver," sounds like a good day to me. I like the Blaze Paladins, the Core and Glare. I like the Core more than Glare though.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just like the big swinging numbers.
Sure.
I've played Brawlers a few times this deck. I've seen more people play Brawlers than Seekers, which is surprising, but it's fun.
Brawlers is fun as hell. I actually changed out my Dungaree deck for a Brawler deck, and I'm enjoying that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, switch
Now,
brawlers.
biggest disappointment, 16.
Biggest disappointment? For me, it is this. I'm just having to go over the clans in my head. Just real quick. Aqua Force.
Yeah.
Same.
Aqua Force. It's like, here's the thing, their rares and common support, fantastic. But they had a triple rare that didn't like give you any, like, you can't go with trade zeros, you can't use purple shields, nothing like that.
It just gave power and a crit.
All power and a crit. Sure, you could pull it up with the Break Ride. Any of the Break Rides and it would be really great. But at the same time, it's just not
It wasn't pressure.
good enough.
It wasn't pressure. I'm going to have to agree completely with you. If Tetra Burst gained a maelstrom ability, say, oh, if it hits or something, retire. If it doesn't hit, retire.
Yeah.
If it said, you just can't go with zeros. Anything like that, even if it was just zeros and you're still perfect, I'd rather have that than just power and crit.
Now, the second disappointment was for me, Seekers. Because, here's the thing, Brawlers is fun, it's big, burly, you can like have a really great time playing it. Spike Brothers, Emerald Blaze will always be a red-headed stepchild of Vanguard that's beaten every night just to, warm everyone up during the long winter months. But that was bad from the beginning. Me, Seekers, the issue was that it has some bright shining stars like that Counterblast one on Legion Summon something, but that's all it had. Everything else is power gain, nothing to really make Seekers or Royals in general to really stand out. I can run Brawlers or Deleters in my Brawlers and Deleters in like non-archetype decks. My Spike Brothers deck is literal, like the entire library of Spike Brothers is somewhere in my deck somehow. And some of it's just excessive. Some of it's just, I like the look of this card better than this draw. That sort of thing.
I said Aqua Force was a big disappointment. The second big disappointment I would have to say is Deletus. Deletion came out, we're like, ooh, lock for the van. Ooh, pretty. Turns out it wasn't that great. The cost for deletion was too heavy, and if you didn't pull it off at the right time, or they were just, like if you did the Legion one that Counterblast 2, you can still ride over it without actually having to minus anything, which is not great. Oxus was better, non-Legion though. There's just too... It was too disappointment. I didn't enjoy it.
It wasn't as bad as Japan though, because like Harmonium Gasai was still legal now then, so just basically cancel that out.
At the same time, people say that, but it's still a -1 from hand for, even though you get a triplet drive, there's still that turn where you're at a 0. That's somewhere between -10 and -13, because you lose that ability. Now, people don't play Deleters right, in my opinion. I need to play them to get the full cost down, but academically, I shall say, Deleters is both offensive and defensive. All of a sudden, you're smacking them down. They keep their archetype, which means that it's not a complete lock. If it was a complete lock, it would just be fucking shit. You can't even stride over it, technically. Because you don't have a grade 3. But you still have a grade 3.
You kept power, you can still attack, you kept twin drive. You kept the name. You can do anything you want with it.
But it's at a 0.
Yeah.
It's better than Great Emperor Dayusha. So I feel that people have been understanding the offensive stuff, or they've been understanding the defensive stuff, but nobody has been able to figure out how to merge them together properly. And that's one of my
I've seen people play like with Oxus, and there was a first ride, and they just happened to be at 3 damage, and they say, I was playing Oxus, you were at a grade 2. Did that, I'm like, I see where you're coming from. Like, if you don't drop a card, you can't ride the 3, and you're losing 2 cards without twin drive. I understand where you're coming from, but
it's too early in the game.
Too early. You can't push.
Because it's like, in reality, you want it about the time you break ride.
Yeah.
So if someone fighting you with a break ride, or a Legion in fact, and they, like let's say you were playing Sing Saber, and I ride to Woxus, I have 3 damage. I just do that. Keep it from Legion. A turn, as long as I can, just to give myself that time to prepare for what the fuck is the Sing Saber.
Oh yeah, but like I said, if they can drop a card from their hand, the deletion is broken. You drop a 3, I'm playing Thing Saver, drop a Thing Saver, Legion Thing Saver back in, do it more often.
I guess, like Sing Saber is kind of a dick to play.
Oh yeah.
And so maybe that's not the best example. But let's say PBA. All of a sudden they lose their stuff, they have to ride over, they have to Legion it. That's still minus a card advantage from their hand, and hopefully it gives you the advantage you need to survive the turn where they do their thing.
So yeah,
So much face.
There was no disappointments and high points of 16. Let's talk about what we're looking for to 17. Classics. I'll start it off this time.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I am looking forward to Musketeers, Risers, and Imaginary playing Dark Zodiac from Lynx. Musketeers reasoning is because I've always liked Musketeers. Day one since it came out, and I've enjoyed it. Risers, I want to see how Cat Butler works now, because things say with this didn't work here. I want to see if Cat Butler Risers will work here.
Yeah. Awesome.
And then Imaginary Plane.
Yeah, sorry.
I want to play Imaginary Plane.
Just slap the cameraman a lot.
Everybody's gonna get a bitch slap.
I like it.
Imaginary Plane, I like it more than Blaster Joker. I like it more than Garnet Star Joker. I like Imaginary Plane Dog Zodiac. Just being able to triangle lock is great, and then basically a free Omega lock. I love it. I really like it. And they have great wheel guard support now with the medium bolt line. If you have a Lengthium, you triple lock them. That's a 13K booster. Put it behind a 9K, 22. Great numbers. I love that card.
So, looking forward the most, Metal Boards. Dimensional Police needs that love, baby. And Metal Boards gives it in spades. All of a sudden, you're coming in, and Sin Buster comes in. He gives you cards. He kills shit. He
Restricts the guards.
Restricts their guards. It's just this whole beautiful package, and everything that you got. Restanders, you got things that get power. You got things that are indestructible. Whatever you want, they've got it. Sure, it's archetype heavy, but at the same time, that's not a problem for D-Police, which is always revolved around its archetypes with either the Dimensional Robos or Daikaisers or Zeals. You know, it's all sort of in a theme, and you pick a deck and you build for it. I'm not really scared of anyone playing D-Police here. The thing is,
no one knows how to play him right.
Nobody has to play him right. There's one guy I truly fear for having D-Police, and we'll see him in a state of play in the future. You know, which I'm looking forward to. It'll probably be one of those terrible matches where we fuck it up the entire time, but those are fun.
Those are the better versions of fights.
I'm looking forward to all the commons and rares. I'm not really a big fan of the Perdition Dragons. I've got a non-archetype Kagero that kills a lot of shit. That's very fun. But I am very fond of the commons and rares. Bolt Line, Osmium. I'm going to run him in a Nebula Lord deck, and that's going to be fun all day. Because all of a sudden you're hitting for 16, then you're hitting for 25.
But there you go, sign up.
Yeah, I signed up. You didn't sign up?
No. Okay, just
Alright. So, yeah, it's okay. I'm hoping that, you know, this will be alright. But, anyway, I'm holding it for you. So,
No, that's bad.
yeah. Here. Okay, there we go. As long as the number still goes up, we're good.
Okay.
Okay. So, what was it? Oh, yeah. Bolt Line Osmium, whole bunch of stuff. Problem with Link Joker is that it is overcosted. Ever since day one, they haven't really been able to balance what the cost of a lock is, similar with Mega Colony. Mega Colony, the cost for a stun was the same as the cost for a retiring Conqueror. Terrible. Absolutely dreadful. And they eventually got it balanced out to where it's just all you have to do is place it and then Legion for it. But at the same time, not what it needed at all. Eventually, they're just going to have to make it free because it is. Oh, look at that.
I like it.
Yeah. Anyway, there's that. Let's see here. Musketeers, Starvaders, especially commons and rares. And then I'm really looking forward to Tachikaze.
Underrated.
Underrated. At the same time, I've got this great idea for some builds with both the rare and the double rare. And I think we can both agree that Grand Blue's, those big cards it's getting,
Great. Makes the deck so much
I
better.
fuck them online. Terrifying. If a person knows how to play them, it's like this.
Great. One more thing we want to talk about. What do you think is going to be the biggest disappointment out of 17?
Non-Doge Perditions.
Non-Doge?
Doge, yeah.
I think it's going to be Perditions as a whole.
Really?
Because I think people are going to say, oh, Dragon knew it could do Screw Field and give it damage without damage check. Ooh, that's great. You need one in hand. The grade 2 is 12k. You need the 12k attackers. Grade 3s, re-legion is never bad. Dope, you can only do it on the turn you legion, I think, right?
Maybe? I think so.
Something like that. You have to swing a rear. Restanding on a rear, not necessarily always the best. I just think they're going to be, I think they're overhyped. I think it was like Blaster Joker. in Japan.
Blaster Joker, for me, hyped isn't the right word for Blaster Joker. Blaster Joker is the perfect companion for Gunnis. So he's his own winning image, and he's just a fantastic all-around card.
I don't think Blaster Joker is Link Joker. He doesn't fit Link Joker's playstyle, in my opinion.
Really?
I don't think he does.
To me, he's like the ultimate evolution of Nebula.
No.
Because all of a sudden you lock a whole bunch of stuff, you can give a whole bunch of stuff power, you can give himself power based on it.
No,
And gains a crit.
Gains a crit with one companion.
Oh, right. I meant with his rear guns,
Oh, okay.
which can do that. I think it's the Mariam.
Yeah, the Marin version of Link Joker.
But at the same time, I will build him when he gets cheap, but I'm not going to worry about it as I'm going to be playing Nebula.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, second time with Ducky. I think it turned out really great. We'll have Ash stitch these together, and we look forward to the next one. I'm going to be having at least Chance Thurman, the comeback king, who is one of the strongest players in all of Springfield and the state and by proxy. Here's the thing, it's like there's only 3 cities, and there's badasses in each city. You're the badass here, but I fought some people that can curl your toes.
Okay.
So, oh shit, curl your toe ends. There we go. Because it's like, before that became a sexual pun, there was an actual thing where it goes, then I'll curl your toes. And it meant like it was so scary, you go,
Yeah, you cringe.
Exactly. Yeah, like my butt has not been the same since Great Daikaiser's come out. Because it's been exercising. It's like, oh god, Chance Luger with Great Daikaiser. No. Okay. Until next time.
Just hit the screen.